So I know video blogging is a thing these days, and I'm kind of an old school blogger in that I always wrote instead of, posting video updates, and I like photography, but not so much videos. But hey, I thought I'd give this a try, but maybe this is just kind of opiate fueled and nothing else. Anyway, it is Tuesday, I believe, so I am now 1 week and 3 days post-op, and I feel like ass, but I definitely feel much more alive. The pain's definitely manageable with what my surgeon has me on, and, more than anything, I'm just glad I kind of made it through this. When this happened last Saturday at like 7:07, 7:08 a.m., I went from getting out of bed to start my day to realizing within, I don't know, 30 seconds of it happening that, oh my God, I need an ambulance, I need an ER, I need surgery, something is seriously wrong. And, at first I thought it was a strangulation because that's what it felt like, but then as soon as the shoulder pain set in, I realized that it was perforation. And, your mind kind of goes through this realization, and it really is like this sense of, I must do this, or I'm going to die. And, then I found out today, besides a 3-hour surgery, besides operations on both of my stomachs and my small intestine, besides a feeding tube and a drain and, 4 different types of antibiotics all at once, I also found out that I received 2 units of blood. And, that, if nothing else, tells me how scary of a situation this was and how differently it could have been. And I'm really glad that when the EMTs arrived, I really, insisted I need to get to an ER right away. And I'm glad that when I got to the first ER, I insisted right away, I need a CAT scan, you can't wait. And then I'm really glad that when I got to the other hospital, that when this stupid resident fellow surgeon, a student, I guess a fellow, not a resident, anyway, he's like, oh, we can just, wait and see, and, we'll put you on a pain pump for the pain, and we'll give you antibiotics, and we'll do a CAT scan tomorrow morning, to see how you're doing. Well, based on what I was told about the surgery and the damage and the length of time and receiving blood and everything else, I might not have been alive the next morning for that CT scan. So I guess the purpose of this video here, besides sitting here kind of like an idiot, is just to say that, especially for post-op bariatrics, if you think something's wrong, if you're in pain, don't let it be ignored, don't let it be minimized, don't let it be put on hold. It really could be your life that's on the line, and, you need to advocate for you, or you need to have somebody with you who can advocate for you, because mistakes happen, and if you don't look sick enough, which is what one of the doctors actually told me, that I didn't look sick enough for surgery, that I didn't look sick enough for the pain that I was, complaining of being in. That can be the difference between life and death. An opinion can be the difference between life and death. Fortunately, my actual surgeon came in maybe like a couple minutes after that doctor left, because I was just really upset at that point. And he's like, your heart rate is beginning to climb. We're going to operate now. But I might not have been that lucky. Anyway, so, it's kind of hard. If you've ever had an emergency surgery or a procedure that wasn't planned like this for something really, really urgent that could kill you, you'll know what I'm going through. But if not, I'll just try to explain it as best as I can. You go through a period of, shock. There's the initial fear. There's the terror, while it's happening. And then there's the assurance and the comfort that you're going to be okay. And then you wake up from surgery and you know that you're going to be okay. But things hit after a couple of days, anywhere from 2 to 3 days after, or like now a week after, and you suddenly realize just how bad it was, and you deal with emotions that range from, relief to fear to terror to anger even, like, why me? What did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? And, I just want to say that that's normal. I've been through 2 emergency surgeries now, and 1 urgent, was it a hernia that had strangulated, and now 2 ulcer perforations. And these surgeries are no joke. What I'm going through right now is no joke. I'm glad to be alive, but I have a recovery ahead of me that's probably just as much emotional as it is physical. But with that said, in case anybody's curious, I am a 31-year-old woman lying here, and I'm going to show you what a feeding tube looks like. Okay, chest, obviously, don't mind the view. Now, I do have it taped down because it hurts when it hangs, but you can kind of get a view. Here's me, This is towards the left side of my abdomen, belly button's here, and this is inserted through the abdominal wall, and it is stitched to the wall and stitched onto the inside of my old stomach, your stomach. For me, it's my old stomach because I have two from the gastric bypass surgery. And then there's a tube that comes out, and it's got these little ports on the end. I know that this one is, I think, the IV port. This one's another IV port, and then this one is the main one that if I needed tube feedings, I would either be using this with a large syringe or this with an IV. I am fortunate in that I am able to tolerate everything by mouth, so I'm just stuck with this until my body heals enough that it can be safely removed, which will be about another 2.5 to 3 weeks from now. If you're curious, the liquid there is actually bile mixed with saline. It's gross, but you know, it is what it is. And twice a day, I open up the tube and let it drain out. It doesn't hurt. You know, the tube where it's stitched in and sewed into my body, that hurts. But the tube itself, you know, draining the liquid out of it or putting in saline to just kind of flush it and keep it clean, that doesn't hurt. Anyway, I don't know if I'll publish this or not. Maybe not. But this is Jen, aka Kiss My Kitty. I've looked a lot better. You know, no makeup, I don't have my glasses on, no jewelry besides what I normally wear, and probably most drastically besides surgery and losing 13 pounds since surgery, and that was, what, 9-10 days ago. 2 days after I got home, or maybe it was like a day after I got home, I asked my mother and my daughter to cut my hair. You know, my hair was halfway down my back, but it's just too much to deal with right now, and I've been kind of thinking about cutting it, so this was kind of the perfect opportunity. Anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll upload this, maybe I won't. I don't know, but thanks for watching, and thank you for the well wishes and kind comments and words. I may not have responded to everybody because I just haven't had the chance and I've been so overwhelmed with everything, but, you know, I have read them repeatedly and I do really, really appreciate them. So, thank you.